Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your therapy session that is the Steelers therapy. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Kirby. That's Dr. Jared Sanchez. No, we're not really doctors, but in this case we are because we are therapists at this point. Welcome to, obviously we are doing this episode early on in the week. Usually we do record usually Thursdays, sometimes Wednesdays. But obviously with Jared down there in Florida, they're going to be they're going to get hammered with the hurricane. What is it? Hurricane
Milton.
Hurricane Milton. So before we get started, obviously, first off, still thinking about everyone that got hit from Helene, and for those that are going to be getting hit with Milton. So obviously, got to make sure that, especially my guy Jared, he's going to be they're going to get hit where he's at down there in Florida. So, going to be thinking about y'all, everyone that's in Florida, all my friends that are down there, and it's just one of those things that
it's one of those things. It's been a while since it went through where I'm at in Central Florida. So it's, this one, like everyone that I've been talking to down here is probably, a little, even if it's like antsy, like we're worried up, like, oh, we're actually going to get hit with this hurricane. It's speaking for my people from the Orlando area.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that before we got started here. And obviously we are also, and part of it too, we can't do Thursdays because I will be en route to Las Vegas. So that I'll be doing that. And then what Jared, he's going to be doing with the hurricane. So we figured, and with the way that Jared was texting me earlier this morning, aka about 1:30 in the morning, I tried to convince him to go live last night after the game was over, but he didn't want to do it, which is understandable. I get why he didn't want to, but we decided we were going to do it today while we still have some fresh emotions and some fresh thoughts about that game last night. And Jared, I'm gonna let you have the floor. Usually I start out. I'm gonna let you have the floor to start.
Have the floor. I'm just
real quick before, if you guys have any comments, if you guys want to make sure this is a therapy session at this point, drop your comments down below. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know whether you agree with our thoughts, disagree with our thoughts. But other than that, Jared, the floor is yours.
I'm just overall with this game, I'm just disappointed, confused, pissed off, angry, wanted to yell, but it was 1:30 in the morning. Didn't want to wake up my mom. It would have been very bad. But overall, another week of the first half, we scored 3 points with the offense. 3 points. And then second half, still was a little bit slow. Had some drives finally going. Got some turnovers. The defense was doing their thing a little bit. But after the first drive from the Cowboys, defense did their job. Just the offense in general was awful, completely terrible. I'm just, some of the play calling I was confused about. That 3rd and 8 with the toss, I was with Champlin. I was like, what are we doing on that first? I think it was the first drive. It's just, I have no words. I'm just very disappointed with this team overall in general, because we're asking the defense to do a lot more than what the offense is supposed to do, especially with the last drive. It was 4th down, 4th and goal, last play of the game. Tomlin calls a timeout. You think it's the last play of the game? I understand the call of a timeout. It's a risk you're willing to take. And unfortunately, the Cowboys scored a touchdown to Jalen Tolbert on that cross. That mesh concept is what I call it. And lose the game. You knew it was over. You just knew it was over after that. After they were driving, I think when they were driving down, I knew it was over. They just couldn't stop them. And in general, that fumble, I wish we would have had it. Shout out to Landon Roberts. I wish someone would jump on top of it. Other than that, George Pickens, what's going on? Everyone's complaining about the snap count with him. Mike Thomas said there's no underlying story. Now people's talking about Justin Fields, and now let's start Russell Wilson. Everyone needs to calm down. It's one game. I know we're 2-game losing streak. It's unfortunate, but we got to move on to the next week. It is what it is. We lost. We should not lose this game with the 3 turnovers we had and a block field goal, by the way.
That game last night, like you said, it was very a roller coaster of emotions in that game. You go down, they get a field goal to start, and then you go right down, you get a field goal to start. And it's like, okay, you start off on an 11-play drive. You're thinking, hey, and then you go, defense gets a 3 and out. You're thinking, hey, okay, we could be cooking here. And then it just went downhill for the most part. The offense was pedestrian at best. The offense definitely took a step back. The offense last night felt very familiar in a bad way. It felt like last night, in a way, at times was another Matt Canada offense. There was so much going on. And another thing, when I say the offense feels familiar, especially in the second half, you ran 27 total plays in the second half. You had drives of 6 plays that led to a touchdown, 4 plays, a 3 and out, 12 plays, and then the 2 plays, at the end. Having, I think, the 4-play drive and then a 3-play drive, that, especially when you have a 4-play drive coming off of that blocked field goal, all the emotions, you had the momentum, and then for you to just do that and not help your defense out at all. The play differential was absolutely unacceptable. 75-57. We've talked about this ad nauseum the last couple years. We've talked about how the offense is not giving the defense any chance to catch breathers. They're not giving them the chance to really get any rest, to do anything, because you go down and they have a 16-play drive. First and foremost, a 16-play drive, 90 yards that led to a touchdown that took up almost 9 minutes. It was like 8.5 minutes. That's frustrating as is. Which then what happens immediately after that? A 3 and out. So not only was the defense out there for 16 plays, well, they got to go right back out there because you get a 3 and out on offense. You get the interception after, and then you go on that 12-play drive. And then on the final drive of Dallas, you let them go for another 15 plays. How many third downs did they convert on that drive? 1, 2. They only needed 3. 3. They only had to convert 3 first down or third downs because they were just getting them on first and second downs. You couldn't stop a nosebleed. You couldn't stop the run to save your life.
That's the reason we lost. Third down. Defense could not get off the field on third down. That's even though part of it's the offense.
If I'm not mistaken, let me confirm this real quick. If I'm not mistaken, Dallas was 9 of 15 on third down. If I'm not mistaken, yes, they were 9 of 15 on third down. You have to get off of the field on third down. While you only converted 3 of 12 on third down. That's you can't have this. You can't have this.
Nope.
You didn't even get 100 yards on the ground on the worst rush defense in the NFL. We haven't mentioned the fact that Dallas was without Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence.
And
So
they were losing more players.
And then they got another injury on that defensive line early on in the game. So you have a bunch of Billies and Timmies out there, and you couldn't do anything. Now, first I'm going to get to the comments real quick before we keep going, because so familiar face of you says we need another wide receiver ASAP. Yes, and we will get to that here shortly. And then Frank here says, after the Colts game, we thought we would do better. Came out the same old offense, not trusting Fields. And so that Colts game, especially in the second half, when you start to really pick it up and you're thinking to yourself, all right, could we build on that? And you didn't at all. And he mentioned it's the same old offense. Now, we've had this quote-unquote same old offense for what feels like an eternity.
Yep.
The last time that we had an offense that was good was 2018. That was Big Ben's final year where he had his full elbow before he hurt himself, because he hurt himself 2019. That was the last time that we've had a good offense. After that, 2019, we all know that was an abysmal year on offense. 2020 wasn't great. 2021, not great. 2022, 2023, we don't want to think about that, but at this point, we kind of have to. This has been very frustrating. And you know what's more frustrating? George Pickens. I don't know where we go from here with him. The dude has all world talent. But there's a reason why he wasn't a first round pick, because he clearly had first round talent. There was a reason why, and it's showing like crazy right now. And part of this, a lot of it, yes, is on George Pickens, but not all of it. Part of this has to go to the front office, because the fact that you could go into this season with this wide receiver core, it is so top heavy with George Pickens that it's literally the Bugatti in a trailer park meme. The dude is great talent wise, but when there's no one fears Van Jefferson. No one fears Calvin Austin outside of the speed. And if we're being honest, it seems like he's more of a gadget guy to begin with. Who else am I forgetting? Scotty Miller?
Brandon Johnson.
Who?
He caught a ball yesterday.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Who?
Yeah.
This has been an atrocity in terms of the wide receivers. There was a reason why we were begging and pleading for the Steelers to try and go and get Brandon Ayuk. There's a reason why now we are begging and pleading for the Steelers to find a way to go get Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Because even if it's just the threat of having those two, it's a lot more than what you have right now. This is very frustrating. And it's we're still over 500.
Yep.
Part of this, yes, we admit is an overreaction, but part of it isn't, because you're allowed to have concerns.
The way we lost this game is very concerning. Very concerning. If you were to tell me right now through 5 weeks, if the Steelers went 3-2, would you be happy? Would you be satisfied? 3-2 in 5 weeks? A little shocking to me, yes. So I didn't know how the offense was going to be. Still questions on the offense. It just shows they're not trusting Fields to throw the ball more down the field. I don't understand why. And with the running backs that you had that game, you had no Cordell Patterson, no Jalen Warren. We were running with Jonathan Ward, Aaron Shanklin, and Najee Harris against with, like you said, Tims and Billies on that defense from the Cowboys. And they couldn't run the ball on them, which is very concerning. And Sayamalu came back. I know it's his first game back. I still remember that play. He got pancaked. Welcome back. It is not good. Not good at all.
Yeah. Couple more comments here. As Tomlin says, it's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing, hoping for a different result. And that's exactly what it's been for what feels like 6 years. We can't guard the middle, and we don't use the middle of the field. Yeah, we've gone back to the middle of the field is lava.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very frustrating. Jeremy here says, you really think looking at this team, any top tier wide receiver would want to come here? Well, it's a different story. I mean, if we're talking about free agency, yes, you're right. But if we're talking about someone like Davante Adams, where if you're looking at Davante Adams, for an example, I think with what you have in Vegas, it feels like there's no hope.
Yeah.
At least in Pittsburgh, you have there now, whether this is just blatant blindness by us being fans or what, there's at least, it feels like some sort of optimism and intrigue, because we've seen this offense look, we'll say, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still the intrigue of the Russell Wilson thing. And now that door keeps on getting cracked.
Yep.
When you think that Justin Fields is going to be able to solidify that he's going to be the quarterback one, he has a game like that last night. And now that door is going to stay cracked. And now that's going to be a major story this week.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, if you're Davante Adams and you don't have to have 100% of the focus strictly on you. Now, I get now in terms of Vegas, they have Brock Bowers, they have Michael Mayer and all that. But if you were to come here and you have, now, granted, this is if George Pickens is still here.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the way that he's going, there's a chance that he could be gone. Now it's a question of who the hell's going to want to deal with that headache.
I think it's an overreaction. I don't think.
Yeah, is it an overreaction though, considering that we've had instances like this on numerous occasions in the 2.5 years that we've had him?
Yeah, but I'm just going with my gut. I think it's an overreaction as of now. Unless they prove me wrong with the George Pickens, if they want to do something with him, I don't know.
I mean, let's not forget too, Claypool.
Yep. No. Yeah. Claypool was
a headache.
Yeah.
A second round wide receiver that became a headache.
I don't know what the issues is with these drafting receivers and all of a sudden becoming headaches now. It's just not the trend I was expecting for.
No. Here we got another. The Steelers defense is setting you fans up for a big letdown because they are carrying the team now. And then he says, but you're missing other key components to really compete in the playoffs. Yeah, it's going into, and this is why, and if I'm not mistaken, I said this last week when we were on. We were talking about how great, or this might have been 2 weeks ago, where we were talking about how historic this defense was. And I said, I'm not going to fully buy into that. And because I saw what, I live in the Cleveland area. They had that same conversation about the Cleveland defense last year, and they did it for a lot longer. But it's it's really hard to keep at that level in the NFL all year long.
Yep.
It doesn't help that you have Alex Highsmith out and now Nick Herbig. We don't know how long he's going to be out, if he's going to be out, if he's going to miss any time. We don't know that.
Now Leal's out hurt too.
So you had last night at one point in time TJ Watt and Jeremiah Moon.
Oh, yeah. Jeremiah Moon.
Jeremiah who?
Oh, Moon.
Who? So
we're hoping Highsmith comes back this week. He needs to come back.
I'm Lord. Please let Nick Herbig be fine next week, because if I have to go to Vegas and watch Jeremiah Moon out there more snaps than he was out there last week, I'm going to lose my damn mind.
Well, let me tell you something. You might be in for a treat.
And not the good treat either. We're not talking like we're 6 years old and we're thinking we're going to get candy, and instead you get a big old plate of broccoli. Don't get me wrong, broccoli's good now, but as a kid, no, that's not a treat. That's torture.
But hopefully Highsmith comes back this week, because they need it. I don't think Herbie's going to be out this week. The way that I don't think he's going to play this week. I'd be surprised if he comes back. And Leal, too, he might not play this week. He has a stinger now.
Yeah.
Stingers are 50-50 in the air. Those are not good usually. But other than that, Beanie Bishop, man, that guy cannot play in the slot. I'm telling you right now. He had some good moments, but overall, not good. I hate to say this. I can't wait for Cam Sutton to come back. Oh. I'm just telling you that right now. I hate to say it. At least Cam Sutton could play.
Also, not having Corey Trice out there was because Dante Jackson, it felt like, was getting.
Yep. Hey, congrats on the pick, Dante. At least you got that. But.
And he only got that because that was just miscommunication between Dak and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Made him look good, but man.
Getting to some more comments here. Jeremy says, not just talking about the wide receiver, not just him. I feel like this is a trend. Bell, Brown, Claypool, and now Pickens. And then it goes and files, is this a coaching issue? I think you can definitely, if you wanted to say, is that a coaching issue? Because I think part of it is it good to have a relationship, a good coach to player relationship? Yes. But understanding that, like, when you're too buddy with your players, I think that hurts you.
You gotta be more stern.
Look at, and I know people are going to hate this example, but look at Bill Belichick.
Yep.
He was as stern as it got, and damn it, they were successful as it got. You go to college football, Nick Saban. You go to Greg Popovich.
Saban's, yeah. That's the sternest one out there in college.
You have to be.
Yeah, 100%.
Now,
And then
could today's athlete handle that kind of sternness? At this point, you never know.
Yeah.
But you have to be it's good, like I said, it's good to have a good player to coach relationship or coach player relationship, but there has to be a line that has to be crossed. And the fact, or could it just be they're willing to take the risk and it's just burning them in the ass every time?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. People also want to talk about this certain player as well that's not been doing much, not making the splash plays. I think you know where I'm going with this player. Minka Fitzpatrick, another people that are a little upset about his productivity. He made it. He made a game-saving tackle for a touchdown.
Here's what I got to say about this.
Mm-hmm.
He can't be absolutely everywhere.
Yep.
What he's doing right now is he's having to cover for other people's mess ups.
Yep.
And he's being the one blamed.
Yep.
For it.
By the way, he's second, I think, leading in tackles. By the way, I think he is just not good. By the way,
I think it's a little bit different story if you add a little bit of context.
Mm-hmm.
Into this, because the fact that when you have someone like Sean Elliott who you can who can roam a little bit, you could play Minka more in the box if you wanted to,
or
if you wanted to do a little 3 safety system, you can. So, but
and also like, they're not throwing.
Last year you didn't see that at all. Last year it was just because he had to be the last line defense.
Plus, they're not throwing it in Minka's way. I feel like a lot for good reason. I understand he's he could be he's a ball hawk. Whenever the ball goes away, and people were pulling out. I saw. Oh, it's been 2 years since he has last had an interception. Oh well, it's been 2 years. What do you want me to say?
People aren't testing him.
People aren't. What do you want me to say? If people aren't throwing the ball, it's not going to happen. Now, I bet there is some that are thrown his way, possibly, but can't always expect him. I understand the money that he's been paid for. You expect him to make splash plays. I totally get that. 100%, but what else can he do? What else can I think everyone's asking for the defense a little bit much, and with this game, the offense did not do enough at all. At all, the defense had 3 turnovers and a blocked field goal. They should have won this game.
When you're +2 in the turnover margin, it's
3, I'll say it again, 3 turnovers and a blocked field goal. And I think only one of them came with points, if I'm not mistaken. I think only one of them did, was that touchdown.
Yeah.
Still not good enough.
No.
Good enough.
You have to convert in those situations.
And the goal is to score more than 20 points a game. I think we would have won if we scored more than 20. And Dallas, on the other hand, they could have really beaten us.
But they kept us in the game.
They kept us in the game on their end, but they won it in overall, but they could have really, really beaten us.
Jeremy says it's like they are handcuffing Justin. Do you think Tomlin has his hand in on the OC job more than he says? I can't believe Arthur Smith is this bad. It's like Canada is back. I think in a way, yes, I actually do think so, because if you look at the history of where we have been, where you look at most of the part of Randy Fichtner, you look at the Matt Canada, now you're into Arthur Smith here. When you've had 3 offensive coordinators and it's all the same, that tells me there's a common denominator, is that Mike Tomlin has been there for all 3 of those. And we know, and my theory on this, now people could call me crazy for this theory, but whatever, I'll say it anyway. My theory is that between the Rooneys and now with Mike Tomlin, they said, hey, we had that explosive offense and that led us to absolutely nothing, where we've had a history of defense and running the football. Let's go back to that.
Listen. I kind of see where it's going with your theory, because they ran the ball way too many times where they shouldn't have.
3rd and 8, like you mentioned, a 3rd and 8, you run a toss to the weak side, to the short side of the field.
Like, I don't understand. They need to let Arthur Smith and Justin Fields open it up, like what we did with the second half against the Colts. They should have built on that to this game, but no, they didn't.
My question is why are we not doing what we did in the Colts game in the second half? Why are we not doing that early on in the game? Yeah, why are we constantly? It's the insanity part. Why do we feel we can't? They talk about we want to start fast. We want to start this. But you keep on going back to the same format, to the same principle, to the same formula. Yeah, that has not been working. So what makes you think something is just going to magically change?
Oh, exactly. I totally agree with you. Like with this game, like, first half, they scored another 3 points. Second half, they started to turn it up a little bit. Why wait till the second half? I'm tired. I'm sure everyone is tired of it too. I'm tired of seeing slow starts. I'm tired of watching the Steelers put up 3 points in the first half. If they put up 3 points in the first half against the Raiders again, oh my goodness, I'm going to lose my mind. And I feel bad for Kirby that's going to be there if that happens. There's no way. I don't say there's always a way, but this should not happen. Let Justin Fields open up the field, let him run the offense. Second half, after he took that little hit, and if after that hit, basically, and Kyle Allen came in for a play, threw it right down the middle of the field, first throw. Where's more of that? Why did it take to Kyle Allen to throw a middle of the field? Then Justin Fields throws it down there. I'm just confused. And now everyone's talking about Russell Wilson and wants to, put him back in the lineup. No. Put him as a backup, maybe as a quarterback too. Sure, if you really want to go down that route, put Kyle Allen as the emergency 3. But this game was on the offense mostly. Fields did not do good. He needs to step it up because, like I said, the job's not solidified at all.
Not even close.
Not exactly. He just took a step back with the door opening for Russell Wilson. I thought we were going to have a future with Justin Fields. That's what everyone wants. The best case scenario we want. Not if he keeps playing like this. No. Not if he keeps playing like this.
Part of me is wanting to just be a fan and overreact like crazy and start freaking out all this and that, blah, blah, blah. No. But I'm not going to do that because of the fact of it's still early on in the season.
Yep.
We just got into October.
Yep.
You have an AFC opponent going up again this week. Take care of business against the conference.
Yeah, we lost the NFC opponent, which is not the worst case in the world, but we need to stack the wins coming up to the second half of the season. Because that bye after that bye week ain't no easy games, especially with the Commanders the way they've been playing. No.
Oh, we saw what they did.
Exactly. Saw what they did to the Cleveland Browns. Look at that. We're going to be looking like that if we play the Commanders right now. If you tell me right now, Commanders, Steelers, I'm taking the Commanders going to win this game.
Oh, easy.
No one's, week by week. We might lose to the Raiders this week. Oh, we'll lose anybody, but like the way they're playing right now, not a winning team.
I don't want to think about that.
I know you don't want to think about it, but you know it's the risk. You're going over there. Listen, I wish you the best. Have fun in person. I pray for a win when you're over there, because that would suck in Las Vegas to lose in an away stadium. I haven't felt that yet in a while. I think the last one was against the Dolphins when I saw them lose. That was my last loss in person, and that was not fun.
Yeah, it's.
But anyways,
A lot of emotions, but as we get on into the week, once we get into like Wednesday and all that, our mindset will be a little bit different. We'll be moving on to Vegas, moving on to the Raiders. They're a shit show at quarterback.
It might be Aiden O'Connell starting. They were talking about Aiden O'Connell going to be starting. And there's no Devontae Adams. They got Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer. I don't know who else is out there. I can't name another receiver. Or who's the running back? Whitehead? Is Zamir? I don't know.
Zamir White and Alexander
Madison. That's it. And the defense, I know Robert Spillane, Max Crosby.
Christian Wilkins may not possibly play. Well, that'll be something to monitor. But yeah, they got Trayvon Merrick. I mean, other than that, they got a bunch of.
Yeah. Are you saying a bunch of Tims and Billies out there?
They do have a Tommy.
Oh.
Tommy Eichenberg from the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Overall in football in general, what a week of football, though. A weekend of football was crazy. Saturday and Sunday. Crazy football. College and NFL in general. But Steelers.
Shout out to the Buckeyes getting a good win against a quality opponent in Iowa.
Yeah. Great job.
Hey, you can't say anything this week if Buckeyes go out and beat Oregon this week. Now you can't talk.
Nah, it's a good game. I know. Yeah. But other than that, the Steelers just got to get their shit together. I don't know what they're going to do.
Still put 30 on us. If I'm spending thousands of dollars to go to Las Vegas to watch the Raiders put up 30 on us, I may not make it home.
Nah, you're definitely going home. It's probably passed out on the plane. That's where you're going to be going.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of drinks going on, is what I'll be hearing.
Oh,
but
R.I.P. to my liver.
Like I said,
just get me a bottle of Everclear at that point.
Like I said, they better win this week, because then after that, you got the Jets coming up the following week, then the Giants, and then the bye week. Boy, I cannot wait for the bye week. A week of peace. That's what I want. Some Steeler fans are, God, these overreactions are insane sometimes. Are insane. But anyways, we'll see what happens. 4:00 game Sunday against the Raiders. Get it together. Fields, just play like you did against the Colts second half but win the game, please. Back to the good offense. Tomlin, let him play. Open up the play. Let Arthur Smith do his damn job. Don't handcuff Fields, please. Let them cook. And Connor Hayward catch the ball, man. I know he got a touchdown. Man, that first throw, he was wide open and dropped it. Another thing I was a little bit upset about. Could have had points on the board right there. That would have been a great start.
Yep.
Other than that, and let's get Pickens the ball more, please, too. I would like to see Pickens get the ball more. I understand what they're running, but you got a really good receiver in George Pickens, and people were showing him there was a route where he wasn't sprinting the whole way. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
I wasn't really paying attention to it. I don't know if he was just jogging or sprinting, or that's the route concept. I don't know.
Here, I'm going to put it to you this way. Najee Harris with 2 catches and 35 yards was our leading receiver in yards.
Yeah, there you go. That just tells you right there. That just tells you right there. Open the playbook. Let Fields throw the ball, please. If the run game is not working, we need to open it up a little bit. Stop going to the run. There are times we run the ball way too damn much. Way too damn much. Listen, shout out to Shamplin and Ward, but they're not. They're just there, praying for Warren or Cordell Patterson to come back, because at least one of them will give us a spark.
We need Jesus. We need Jesus at this point. Other than that, anything else that you want to get off your chest?
The only thing I'm happy about is my postseason baseball. Shout out to the Yankees, by the way, winning Game 1, Game 2 tonight. I know this guy is a Guardians fan playing against the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, we put a spanking on them.
Oh, what a real team they playing against in the postseason.
Hold on, time out. We're not gonna act like the Detroit Tigers weren't the hottest team in baseball coming into the postseason.
They were. I'm just giving you shit.
Let's go Royals. I can't believe I'm saying that as a Guardians fan. But
isn't that crazy? You're cheering on your division. That's crazy talk right there. Crazy talk.
But I hate the Yankees that much.
That's crazy. You to cheer on your division. It's the AL Central versus the Yankees, basically.
Pretty much.
It's pretty much the AL Central, and the NL side has been crazy. I've been watching those games. The Mets and Phillies been going at it.
Let's go Mets.
Padres, Dodgers.
Let's go Dodgers.
Shocker.
You know what I want as a Guardians fan? I want the Mets Guardians World Series.
Well, guess what? That's not going to happen.
For one reason and one reason only.
It's not going to happen.
Why is it going to happen?
It's a lose-lose situation for me. I hate both of those teams.
Why do you hate the Guardians? What have we done to you?
Listen, you're a fan of the Guardians. I hate them. I have to. I have to now.
Expert hater.
Oh, you're the expert hater on here. You're the mastermind of expert hater.
Oh boy. Yes, I am. Other than that, I do want to say thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you guys did enjoy this therapy / rant sesh. Appreciate all the comments that you guys had. We appreciate that a ton. If you haven't yet, make sure if you were on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. If you were on X, make sure to go and follow both of us here on X. I am right here at Jeff_Kirby412. He's at Boss_Sanchez98. Make sure to go follow us both.
You have a safe flight. Safe flight to Vegas.
Appreciate it. I was gonna say for anyone that's gonna be in Vegas, I want to see as many of y'all as possible. And for you, hope you guys stay safe for you and your family and everyone in Florida as they are getting ready to get absolutely pummeled with Hurricane Milton.
Yeah, we gotta stay safe, Florida. Stay safe. It's gonna be one of those, especially the West Coast. Pray for Tampa mostly. I feel all that West Coast is gonna get hit again, really, really hard again. They just still recovering from the Helene, and now they're getting hit again.
Another one. Here, I'll put this up for you.
Go Yankees, yes sir.
Absolutely,
yes sir.
And then says, "Have a safe trip, Jeff. Appreciate you, Jeremy. Appreciate you a ton." But until then, like I said, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're here on X, make sure to go and follow us both here on X. Ravens Twitter has decided to, because I posted my picture of the "It Smells Like Bitch" in here. meme that I posted a couple weeks ago that decided to
Oh
blow up like
my.
crazy. Now Ravens Twitter, apparently a bunch of them had that bookmark, and now I am getting it. Pause, no Diddy.
Just because they won a division game, that's the only reason why they're in first place right now. The Bengals fumbled it. Talking to you, Evan McPherson.
That's not on him. I don't blame that on him.
Nah,
That's on the
that
holder. That's on the
know.
holder.
The holder. It was a holder. I don't know his name. I would have said his name. I just said the kicker's name because I want to blame the kicker.
We'll blame his name. We'll call him Judge Aaron.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
But
yeah, that's crazy. A fumbled snap. That's crazy. That they would have won that game if it wasn't fumbled. That's crazy. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Like I said, let's go Steelers. Sunday, 4:05 clock game time. That means 1:05 for you over there in Las Vegas, which is pretty cool. I'm jealous. I can't wait to see the pictures of what you do over there. It's gonna be exciting.
And then, well, as soon as I get back, then it'll be your turn.
My turn. I leave that Friday for the hopefully no rains that Sunday night. I don't want to be delayed. Please. Shout out to the people, the fans in Acrisure Stadium for staying that long. I would stay there. I would have been in the whole game too. But geez, 1 o'clock in the morning, and that must have been hell to get out of there to go back to where you guys need to go.
But yeah, other than that, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, especially for those down in Florida. Go Steelers. Let's say fuck Michigan. I'm saying let's go Cincinnati Bearcats this week.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go Royals. Let's go Guardians. And it's fuck the Magic.
Yeah, crazy.
I think I got that right.
Yeah, sure.
Till then, have a great week, guys. Stay safe. Peace out, everyone.